Hi Stampers, I'm Meg from Loven Stamps, and April is like the biggest hits Stamps of the Month club. So what I've done is gone back over the last few years of videos and picked out the ones that people are really excited about to do projects for the Petal palette stamp set from the Stampin' Up Occasions catalog. And the one that I'm going to give you directions for now is for this kind of flip-flop card. So it has sort of a fun, normal looking front, and then when you open it, it has a flip-flop panel. So really fun card design. You do this with a Big Shot and your framelits, and I will give you some directions for this. So grab your Stamps the Mail Club packet and let's get stamping. Alright, so you need your packet and the directions. If you like to have directions printed for you, you can get those from Stamps the Mail Club, or you can check for my pin on my website and my blog. And so I'm going to start off by showing you the mechanism for this card, because this is really kind of the most exciting part of this. So I have here a half sheet of cardstock. So this is just the normal 11 inches by 4 1/4 wide, and I've scored it once at 2 3/4 inches and once at 5 1/2 inches. So in half and then in half again. And for this, you're going to need your Big Shot, your die cut machine, and you can use any of the layering framelits for this. So I'm using lots of labels here, which are retiring with the new catalog, but you could also use the layering circles framelits, you could use the layering ovals, you could also use even the retiring sweet and sassy hearts. Make sure you get these before they're gone, because when the retiring list posts, those things are available only until the end of May or while supplies last. So, alright, so let's look at this. I have these two dies here. I have the larger one and the smaller one. The smaller one will be used to do the label, and this is of course done for you with Stamps Mail Club. And then the larger one is going to cut our shape. So you can kind of see how this is set up here. I'll flip it so it's the same direction. Basically, I want to cut this part of the card, not here. Okay, so the way I do that, I'm going to use my magnetic platform because it's so much easier. So this is that same part here that I want to cut without cutting this. So I am going to line this up so I have my magnetic platform and my cutting plate. The score line, that 2 3/4 score line, is right here, and then I'm going to put my framelit on top of that. Okay, let's pull this back just a little more. Alright, so now I've got it centered sort of left, right, top, bottom on this card front. I'm going to put my second plate on top, but the only place it's going to cut is where this bottom plate is lined up. You can see that it ends right there. So it doesn't really matter where I stick my top plate. I'm just going to put that through. And then when I pull this off, I have my card here. Okay, so I've got this cut. So then I'm going to go ahead and fold the card this way, so I can just go ahead and close it to do that score line. And then I'm going to invert this front panel really simply, just like that. Okay, so here's our card. It folds in the center, and then I'm just going to flip this front back, and that gives us the base for our flip-flop card. But fortunately, with Stamps the Mail Club, everything's die cut for you, so you don't even have to worry about that. So I'm going to put some adhesive on this background here. And all the pieces will come die cut and ready to go for you. So you just have to put your card together. So do your stamping. I do all the work, you have all the fun, right? So this piece is going to go here, but before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and add some pieces. This is the Berry Burst ribbon, and I'm going to go ahead and just put adhesive right down the front of my designer series paper there. Apply my ribbon, and then I like to fold the ends of the ribbon around to the back and just stick them into that adhesive. That way I know that things are going to stay nicely stuck. And you could use tear tape for this part, or you can just use snail like I'm doing here. And this is going to get stuck down on our card front, and this piece is sized just to fit right on that little section at the front there. Okay, and then we have our greeting, which is going to go here, and this is die cut with lots of labels, so it's ready to go for you. And I'm going to use the dot strip from the Petal palette stamp set, which will continue to be in the new catalog and is included with your Stamps the Mail Club kit. So I'm going to go ahead and put one row of dots there. I'm going to leave space for my greeting, and then I'm going to add the next 2 rows of dots there. And you could use this for anything. I think I'll make mine a thank you card. There we go. And then go ahead and stick this down with snail, or I always am a Stampin' Dimensional fan, so I'm going to use Stampin' Dimensionals. And then this just layers right here on our card front with those lots of labels. Okay, and then the last thing to do is go ahead and add our embellishment for the front. So when I stamp on die cuts, I generally like to ink up my stamp. I love this rose image, and then you can see, make sure you've got it all nicely inked, and then take my die cut and match it up and just set it down from the top. Okay, and then I think the easiest way to make sure that I get a good impression is go ahead and take a block, generally a larger one, I just don't happen to have one, and press that down to make sure that I get a good impression. And there are my gorgeous flowers. So this card is sort of monochromatic, so black and white with this one punch of berry burst. And you could go ahead and color your flowers, or you can just leave them black and white. Honestly, I think they're really elegant this way. So there is our final assembled flip-flop card. So this is a really neat design. You can use it, like I said, with any of the layering thinlits. You could even use it without layering. I just like the way the layering goes on the front. But basically, you're just going to cut just that center portion of your card there with a die. So with careful placement, you can do that and make any kind of flip-flop you like. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know if you're interested in a Stamps in the Mail Club kit for April. I still have a couple of these left, and I'd be happy to put one in the mail to you. If you need help with anything else, you can always order online through my website. Let me know if you have any questions, and thank you so much for watching. Happy stamping!